Good morning, everyone, especially to our grade 9 student today. So, I will discuss simplifying radical expression. But before I proceed to my discussion, I would like to invite you to subscribe my YouTube channel, Totchie Vlog. So, yung mga bago dyan at hindi pa nakapag-subscribe sa aking channel, pakihit na rin po ang subscription button at paki-bell all na rin po para updated po kayo sa aking next videos. Paki-like and share na rin po para sa inyong mga friends, relatives, and family. Okay, simplifying radical expressions. What is a radical expression? In mathematics, a radical expression is defined as any expression containing a radical symbol. Here is radical symbol, and many people mistakenly call this square root, but it depends the number indicated on this part, and the number indicated here is called our index. And if no index appears in the radical expressions, it is understood that the index is 2, and we call that square root. Now, here is the expression, the index in, the radical sign, and the inside of our radical sign, we call that radicand, which is the x raised to m. Now, if our index is 3, we call that cube root of any number. If our index is 4, we call that fourth root for any number. If the index is 5, we call that fifth root for any number or higher number. Before I continue my discussion, I have here 10 example na kailangan ninyong malaman ang mga number na may factor at perfect square. So we need to be able to get there in numbers that aren't perfect square and perfect cube, and you've got a factor that one is perfect square. Kailangan ma-familiarize tayo doon sa mga number na hindi perfect square at perfect cube. Okay. Square root of 8 equal square root of 4 times square root of 2 equal to square root of 2. Next. Square root of 12 equal square root of 4 times square root of 3 equal to square root of 3. Next, square root of 18 equal square root of 9 times square root of 2 equal 3 square root of 2. Next, square root of 20 equal square root of 4 times square root of 5 equal 2 square root of 5. Next, square root of 424 equal square root of 4 times square root of 6 equal to square root of 6. Next, square root of 27 equal square root of 9 times square root of 3 equal 3 square root of 3. Next, square root of 28 equal square root of 4 times square root of 7 equal to square root of 7. Next, square root of 32 equal square root of 16 times square root of 2 equal 4 square root of 2. Next, square root of 40 equal square root of 4 times square root of 10 equal to square root of 10. Next, square root of 44 equal square root of 4 times square root 11 is equal to square root of 11. Okay, good morning class. I am your teacher Totchie. So our topic for today is all about simplifying radical expressions. Our objective, simplify radical expression using the laws of radicals. Okay, here is our example. Square root of 63m squared. So ang gagawin natin at ang tatandaan lang natin, sa index kayo lagi titingin at magdidepende. Since wala namang nakalagay na number dyan, understood na ang index niya ay 2. Ngayon, kung hindi siya perfect square, we will factor na ang isa doon ay perfect square para ma-extract natin or ma-simplify natin ang ating radicand. Now, kung pwede na siyang ma-simplify, mailalabas na natin sa radical or masiseparate na natin ang radical doon sa pwedeng masimplify at hindi. Here is our example. Square root of 63m squared. Ngayon, dahil understood na mayroon tayong index dito na to, kaya square root of 63m squared. So, ang 63m squared is not a perfect square. Ang gagawin natin ngayon ay fa-factor natin ang 63m squared. Ang magiging factor ng 63m squared equals square root of 9 times 7 times m squared. Ngayon, kasi ang isang factor ng 63m squared ay mayroon ng perfect square at yan ang ay 9. So pagsasamahin na natin ngayon ang perfect square at iiba naman din natin ang hindi perfect square. Kaya equals square root of 9m squared. Kasi sila ang perfect square. Square root of times square root of 7. Ang hindi naman perfect square. So dahil napaghiwalay na natin ang perfect square at ang hindi perfect square, may extract na natin ngayon or masisimplify na natin ngayon ang nasa loob ng ating radical. Again, understood na ang ating index ay 2. Kaya square root of 9 is 3. So, 2 divided by 2 is 1. Kaya, ang ilalagay natin dito ay m na lang. Kasi understood na yan dito na mayroon 1. Then, copy the square root of 7. So, ito na ang ating final answer ngayon. 3m square root of 7. Okay, we'll give you another example. Square root of x raised to 5. So, ang square root of x raised to 5 is not a perfect square. Kaya ang gagawin na naman natin ngayon ay fa-factor natin ang square root of 5. Square root of x raised to 5. So, equal, ang square root of x raised to 5 is square root of x raised to 4 times x. Kasi may understood na mayroon number 1 dito, kaya 4 plus 1 is 5. Now, kasi meron na tayong perfect square, ang gagawin na naman natin ngayon ay paghihiwalayin natin ang perfect square at ang hindi perfect square sa radical. So, ang ating perfect square ay x raised to 4 times square root of x. So, ngayon, pwede na tayo mag-simplify or extract na natin ang perfect square, which is 2 divided by 4 is 2. So, x raised to 2 square root of x. Copy the not perfect square. So ito na ngayon ang ating magiging final answer. X raised to 2, then square root of x.